Okay, Kitty Wells. It wasn't God who made Honky Tonk Angels. It's got a great fiddle solo. Let's try it. I'll play it for you first, then we'll talk about it. A 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, it's a little bit rough. I'm just kind of reading it, but let's talk about a couple things. This is very typical of that era, and I'll have to look into who actually played the fiddle. Might have been Johnny Gimble, one of those kind of guys. Attack the first pickup notes, and this is very common in this style, way at the bottom of the frog, and kind of hop the bow off the string. Notice I didn't put the dots on the D and E. It's a little longer, I think. It's not completely long, but it's a little longer. And then I noticed in the recording that they didn't do the A and the E with third finger, fourth finger. The weak fourth finger, like a classical player would do. They slid up. And the third finger from the D slides. So you're sliding to second position and adding the A note, which usually was third finger, with the second finger. So slide up, and then back to first position while you're playing the A. There's a bunch of that kind of thing in this song. Fairly self-explanatory there. It's you drone the E. It's not the greatest way to write it, but let's measure 4, the second line. And then there's another thing here, the sliding up into second position. You could have done it with second finger and fourth. It's very easy to get it out of tune. So I guess it's a countrified thing to do. So you slide the first finger up and add the third to the A string. Now I had to practice for a couple times before we started it. Just this little spot, because I was overshooting it. It's less distance than you'd think from the E to the G sharp. It's only a step and a half, although it's cross strings. So be aware of that. And then slide back down. Make sure the G sharp is high enough. High 3. And put your first finger across both strings. Hold that E down. There's that sliding the second position thing, third and second finger. While you're playing the open A, back to first. And again, the droning of the E while you go A, B, C, D. And again, sliding the second. And again, I overshot it there. There it is. Remember, it's not as far of a distance between the two fingers as you think. Back to first. High 3. First finger across both strings. Keep it right there and just flick the second finger in. And then A alone. And sliding up the second position again, I believe, too. And then flicking the second finger. So all that mess there from measure 13, coming out of 13. Sliding to second. High 3, barred first finger, flick, single A, sliding. Again, this one will be just like the other. It's not as far apart as you think. C sharp with the first finger, A with the third finger. and a little flicking with the second finger D. These are true double stops. Not much open string joining here except for that E in that one spot. This is much more difficult than the average fiddling. And it took quite expertise to handle this kind of stuff. So hopefully you'll be able to handle that too and have a good time with it. Alright? Have fun.
It's a shame that